Hey patrons, sorry this exclusive video is a little bit late. The next one will be earlier next month again. So, Abubaker Siddiq made a new video that includes a reply to me for the first time ever. And that's really cool, but given the subject matter, I'm not sure that I could actually make a full-length video out of it. But I still want to reply to it though, because it's Abubaker, he's a channel favorite. And because I know that he actually watches my response videos, I'll make sure to send him this one so that he's actually in the loop. Normally, these videos are only for patrons, but I think I can give Abu a freebie. He's given me a lot of video material in the past. That's definitely worth a free video. And Abu, don't take this one too seriously, buddy. I'm just having some fun bouncing ideas around. I'm not really gonna pick this thing apart in detail, so don't expect that.
Hello everyone.
Hey Abu, long time no see.
Sorry I've not made a video in like a month.
No problem, man, I get it. It's been a bit too long since my last video too. And I still gotta get like 5 videos out this month, it's crazy.
So today's video is gonna be, it's gonna be quite a touchy subject. It's something that atheists don't wanna look at, and this question of, I'm gonna look at who has more fun in life. Does a believer in God have more fun than a disbeliever? Atheists kind of pride themselves on this fact that they have much more fun than a believer. And
yeah, I guess that is sort of a common thought. I'm not exactly sure how you demonstrate something like that one way or the other, though. I mean, for all I know, Muslims might see praying and fasting as a big old party. To me, it sounds super boring, but fun is subjective. So you can't just pick out a certain set of actions and say, these people do those more, and these people do those less, and so these people have more fun and these people have less. It doesn't work that way. So I doubt that we're going to come to any real firm conclusions here, but we can still have a bit of fun, by my standard.
But before I get into that, I'm just going to make a short response video. I'm just going to talk a bit about logic.
That's cool, and while you do that, I'm just going to talk a bit about you talking about me.
All I want to say is that it's great what you're doing. I mean, I watch the response videos and, I look carefully at how you're trying to debunk my arguments. And, I've got nothing against you personally. Like, a lot of the arguments you do come up with are cool, easily debunkable, if I may add.
Man, I seriously could not hope for a better reaction to my videos. Listen to this. You got some of that old-fashioned YouTube sort of personal enthusiasm about video responses, which unfortunately seems to have waned a lot in the last few years, and you topped it off with a nice cocky jab at my arguments. It's great, and I mean it. If YouTubers in general reacted like this to response videos, the response culture would be a hell of a lot more healthy.
At the end of the day, I appreciate what you do, and I've got no hard feeling against you. In your videos, you do come across as a very, moral individual. Like, you do look like sound like you care about people. I can't see what you look like, but you do sound like you care about people and things like that, and you do come across like a nice person. So, I'll always hope for the best for you.
Wow, cool. Well, I'm glad that you pick up that vibe. Because, most people that I address hear the sort of over-the-top, snarky, harsh bits of my responses, and they don't really hear the important bits, and they decide that I'm a big old meanie head. But, that's just sort of a presentation thing. It's not really personal. Well, actually, no, I take that back, because a lot of the time it is personal, because I respond to a lot of assholes. But in your case, it's not. I mean, you do say a lot of stuff that I find really messed up, but I don't think you realize that it's messed up. And I definitely don't think you mean it in a messed up way. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty convinced that you mean nothing but good and you just kinda miss the mark. I can't hold that too much against you if I think it's sort of an innocent mistake.
Just a lot of arguments which you do, logic, are very much, you chronologically go through my video and you look at it point by point. And if you do that, you lose the greater context of things and you lose the greater, the point of view, the overhanging point of view.
Well, if you don't want people to address your presentation and defense of your point of view point by point, maybe you should find some way to stop presenting it point by point. I'm not sure how you do that, but until you figure it out, the most efficient way to address what you say is point by point. And if you think that makes me miss the big picture that you're really trying to present, then you need to work on making your points progressively develop the big picture of what you're trying to say so that by the end, the big picture is clear. Sure, it takes more skill to accomplish that, but people do manage it. And if you're not managing it, that's your problem, not mine. If every argument you make to support your bigger point of view that you think is so important can be dismantled with next to no effort, then I'm sorry, but something is horribly wrong, either with the point of view itself or your defense of it. Sorry, I mean, I know we just had a huge hug fest, but I can't pretend like you can just ignore that issue.
Obviously, to your audience, you sound like you're debunking me expertly, but really all you're doing is just finding pockets on a point-by-point basis. I want you to look at the larger point of view, and if you look at that, you'll see that my argument makes a lot of sense.
How do I put this? Let's generously call it unconvinced. But I'll try, okay? How's that? It's the best you're gonna get. But anyway, let's get back to this video.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's.
So this Title of this video is Why Believers Have More Fun Than Disbelievers. I know what you're thinking, that is not possible. As an avid atheist, you've grown up in life to think that disbelievers are at advantage because they have more freedoms in life. We've got all these prayers and rituals and, you can't do this and you can't do that and you can't do this.
Well, yeah, so it really depends who you ask. I mean, yeah, you guys have more things you can't do, so you have less options for fun, but you can still do most stuff, and presumably you're going to find some of those things fun instead. By my standards of fun, sure, maybe you have way less fun, but that's just my standard. Some people don't like what I find fun, and they prefer, like, getting their nose broken in a boxing ring or smoking meth. So I don't know, I can't read minds, but I figure we're probably on a fairly equal footing as far as fun. So we may not have a disagreement here.
A believer in God will have much more enjoyment and fun in this life.
Okay, never mind. We may disagree after all.
First of all, if you're a believer in God, number one point, everything is sacred. For example, because believers believe in things which are forbidden in life, that makes your lust more stronger to goodness, if that makes sense. Because everything's sacred. Everything has a meaning to it.
So when you think of fun, you think of sacredness? So the more sacred you think an activity is, the more fun it is by default? I'm kind of confused here. Can I get an example?
This is a bit crude, but I'll give you the example of sexual intercourse. Believers will have much more fun in sexual intercourse because they've got a sense of chastity involved. We can't go around sleeping with every woman.
Oh, me neither, brother. I'm pretty sure if I started sleeping around, I'd wake up with my dick in the garbage disposal.
We should only just have our wife, or wives, to have sex with.
Yeah, 4 wives, right? So, you get to fuck 4 times as many women as I do. I mean, sure, before I got married it was different, but marriage isn't just a thing you dudes do. I hate to break it to you. If you really want to have the massive heap of fun that is being limited in sexual partners, then get married. But I don't mean your promiscuous Muslim kind of marriage where you're just fornicating and committing adultery with 4 women at the same time. You playa you. I mean secular marriage where you're limited to 1. 4 times smaller limit, 4 times the fun.
If you go into McDonald's and you buy one item from that menu, that will taste much better than if you buy the whole menu and eat every burger on the menu.
So what you're telling me then is that when you go into McDonald's, you order and eat 4 burgers. That's the ideal number? Wow, could you possibly be any more gluttonous? Personally, when I eat out, I like to have just 1 burger, because I'm not a slut. Although sometimes I do like a side of fries, and I'm not sure what that symbolizes, but I'm rock hard at the thought.
Number 2 reason why we have more fun is because we're living in this fairy tale world. Believers live in this fairy tale world. We believe there's this author above us in God, and he's writing all of our story as we live it.
Actually, because he knows the future, that means he wrote your story long before you ever lived at all, and you're just going through the motions that he planned out for you. You're not a character, you're not an actor, you're an image on a projector. And that's true in my worldview too, but the difference is, I recognize it and I'll say it. You won't own it.
So if you think about it, if I'm living this story and God's writing it from the top as I live it, everything feels much more heightened in fun because there's something there that's acknowledging everything that I'm doing. It's like you working and having your manager say to you, "You're doing a great job. What you did just then was fantastic." That makes you feel good inside, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, work. Not even a management role. Oh yeah, that's just what I want to do for fun. Which is why I definitely did not spend almost a decade getting progressively more miserable at my job until finally at the first possible opportunity I walked out, despite the high quality of the job and despite all the patronizing, "Hey, great job, man," talks from my manager. No, I definitely didn't do that. Nuh-uh. No, it was so much fun.
If you go out and have fun with your friends, go out to eat or cinema. If you're by yourself, there's no real fun in that, is there? But if you go with 2-3 people, the sense of fun is heightened. And what if you have the Almighty God looking over at you as another friend? That's gonna give you a euphoric feeling in life.
Yeah, man. Like, remember when you were a kid and you wanted to go out adventuring with your friends, but your dad didn't want to let you do your own thing, so he came along to give you a stern glare of fatherly reproachment every time you did anything you remotely disapproved of? That was really fun, right? So fun that now in your adulthood, you're so traumatized by it that you have to imagine an invisible, silent version of your dad glaring at you when you do anything. Wait, what's the fun part of this again?
I know logic says you're only living for the next life, but that's the reason why I'm making this video. That's totally wrong. I'm trying to show you that believers have fun every day.
Yeah, sounds like a real party. But hey, if that's really what you find fun, well, I find it weird personally, but more power to you. Everybody's got their thing, some people also like eating poop. Who am I to judge?
And my last point is that believers have like an eternal connection with people. If I meet someone in this life and if I strike a friendship with him, who knows that I might not have that same friendship in the next life, in the eternal life.
So you have more fun in this life because if you have a friend who you do who knows what kind of boring stuff with, you think that maybe, possibly, who knows, someday you might also get to be friends later still. So it's not about how you're enjoying your friend now. It's about, hey, maybe I'll also get to enjoy my friend later. Yeah, but what about now? Hello, friend. I enjoy my time with you as my friend, because perhaps tomorrow you will not have ceased to be my friend. Bleep bloop. Now let us go and conquer the meat brains together before our current friendship protocol version 1.0.0.2.0 becomes outdated and we can no longer transmit friendship data through it. I don't know, Abu, none of this sounds all that convincing. You barely even seem to be talking about fun so much as you're talking about, a lack of fear of loss or of meaninglessness. There's more to fun than just not feeling bad, right? Like, not feeling bad is kind of just the bare minimum prerequisite. It's not really fun in and of itself. I hope you understand that.
And I promise you, believers have much more fun than disbelievers.
Oh, you promise? Well, okay, now I'm convinced. So, we can stop now, right?
Bye.
Bye. And patrons, I'll see you towards the start of October.